Hello everyone, we are coming to you live from Silicon Slopes here in Salt Lake City. I'm your host, Jack Cassel, and joining us today is Hall of Fame quarterback, Steve Young.
Good to be with you, Jack.
Thank you so much for joining us, and much more than just the Hall of Fame quarterback. Maybe we'll kick things off just with your transition from professional sports into your investing career, and then now kind of dovetail for us.
Yeah, so like any professional athlete, any athlete in general, anyone who played, even some people can play high school sports and feel this when it ends. It feels like you fell off a cliff, and especially as you go on and play as a professional, you develop this expertise that, like, is kind of not world known, but at least domestically, it's kind of become the NFL. You're one of the best guys in the NFL and quarterback, and you've been doing it a long time, and it's what I'm great at. And kind of want to keep doing that for a long time because I'm really good at it. And then football, it comes to a crashing end, no matter when it is. It was 18 years for me, which is incredible. As much as anyone's ever had, right? Or now Tom Brady's done 22, but at the end, and you saw Tom Brady, he took 20 days of it and said, no way, I'm not doing that. And the problem is that the day before you retire, you're the best, and you're great at something, and that's what we want our lives to be defined by, what we're great at. And then all of a sudden the next day, you're at the bottom of a cliff in broken pieces because you ask a question, what am I great at now? Well, nothing. Well, what are you good at? Yeah. Nothing. Like, you just want to climb back up and keep doing what you were great at, right? So that's the transition you're asking me to go through is a painful transition. No matter how long it was, I appreciated my time playing ball, but it took every ounce of me. And I loved that, and I wanted to recreate that. And so the first thing you need to do is be honest about the fact that you're at the bottom of a cliff in 100 pieces. Mm-hmm. Like, be honest about it. And then recognize, I don't want to climb back up. I can't. It's not possible. Leave it alone. Walk away. We can talk about the stories. We could regale all the football stories forever. It's not gonna disappear. But you need to walk away or run away. Roger Staubach was my hero. He told me to run. That was his best advice. What do? Run. And so I took my law degree and started running and recognized that I wasn't good at anything, nor great, and found private equity because it felt like the locker room. It felt like the intensity, what it took to be great, to be good, intellectually, even athletically. You couldn't just play one note on the piano and be great in private equity. You had to dealing with the people, very, very sophisticated people. I was engaged and engrossed in that effort to redefine what I was good at. Yeah. And I had to make up for lost time. Everyone had been in bankers for 10 years, and then they'd been in, and I was in ways cutting the line. Well, okay, how do you do that? How do you do that authentically? Mm-hmm. And so that transition is we can go on and on about that, but it was there were some years, and in fact, I've been in private equity now longer than I played professional football, so it's the longest career I've had. And I'm just now feeling like I can live in the shoes of a private equity professional authentically and feel like I have expertise. Mm-hmm. For a lot of years, I carried this weight of, I played ball, and and I don't know whether I'm good. It was this, I don't know, feeling inauthentic, you know what I mean? Absolutely. And it took some years. And so I come to you today feeling more empowered than ever in this process of transition. I can tell anyone who wants to transition, wow, it's hard. But start over and start running, or walking or crawling first, and then go from there.
Well, I love it. And the way you watched Roger Staubach, I do have to share that I watched your career post. I had played Major League Baseball, transitioned out of the game, didn't know what I wanted to do, talked to a lot of smart individuals that gave me similar advice, and I watched your transition, and unfortunately here I am getting to have this conversation.
That's great. Well, we're paying it forward, and I love that.
Absolutely.
I love the idea of that because Roger Staubach was my hero, his poster up on the wall. He influenced my life as a kid. Yeah. I didn't know him. He didn't know me. And when I finally met him for the first time at the midfield of the 1992 championship game between the 49ers and the Cowboys, he was the honorary captain. First time I ever saw my hero great ploy by the Cowboys to throw me off, by the way. And but trying to tell him how much he's, for the rest of my life having to pay forward what he did for me. And so in that way, I love when someone says, Steve, you represented certain things and it may help me and inspire. I was like, oh, awesome, because I owe Staubach, so now I got Cassel, so I'm like we're through generations. I love that.
I love it. Well, speaking with of investing, maybe share a little bit about your thesis on the private equity side and what you're doing here in Salt Lake.
So I started a business with 3 other fellows. I got into private equity in 2002 and started with 3 other guys. Sorensen Capital at the time. Jim Sorensen was a billionaire medical device entrepreneur, and he wanted to kind of sponsor a private equity firm. And so I was lucky enough to transition as I was retiring into Sorensen Capital. And then from there, Sorensen Capital maintained it's still in existence and doing very well. We split off and created what was at the time Huntsman Gay Global Capital with 3 other fellows, a couple out of Bain Capital and Bob Gay. And so we, and that's who we are today. Huntsman Gay Global Capital became HGGC. And so that's who we are today. We're 4 initials. Hard to say, but that's who we are. And we're now a $7 billion private equity fund and a firm. And we have 4 funds, and we're in our 4th fund, $2.5 billion fund that just closed. And we're, kind of over 50% technology, because we're in Palo Alto, because we speak technology. That's where we were born. But we're really speaking to consumer businesses, business services, financial services, businesses that are being techified or trying to figure out how to be disruptors or ease. And we speak that language. And so we can help. And we speak old line business because we come from Bain Capital heritage. And so in that way, we're a facilitator in the technology insanity that has been the last 20 years, right? And we're doing very well. And we have a worldwide LP base, and we intend to do great things in Utah. We have great roots. I'm from Utah. There's a lot of people in our firm from Utah, all over in Palo Alto. And we've seen Silicon Slopes grow and mature, and the businesses that are now ready for us, because we're kind of a classic private equity firm. We intend to do a lot more business. We already have. We're an investor in Nutrata. We have investments in Traeger. We own a business in nutraceutical. Beauty Industry Group, the largest hair extension business in the world, is Beauty Industry Group, just a mile from here on North Temple. And Derek Porter is one of the great entrepreneurs of all time, one of my great leaders, and one of my whys of why I'm in private equity is empower people like Derek Porter in his business, Beauty Industry Group. Let me tell you, if it has margins like technology and grows like technology, it must be technology, but it's hair extension. So we are looking to partner with great businesses and in Utah, and we have and are going to. We intend to do that even more so into the future.
Okay. Last question for you. You had a recent book come out.
Thank you. Yes.
Would love to.
So thanks, Jack. And it's my spiritual journey. It's really meant for an LDS audience, but it's called The Law of Love. And the law of love to me is undefeated in every direction forever. And the law of love says that if I selflessly seek another's healing without looking for reward, there's an empowerment there. And I wrote a book about it that I saw it in my professional life in football. I see it in business. I see it in my marriage. I see it at home. It's true for religion. It's true whether you're an atheist. It's true. And so the book is called The Law of Love, and it's my kind of way forward. It's my journey. And if it's helpful to anyone else, great. But it is written for a religious audience, but I think the principles are for business, for individuals, for anything, and it really speaks to I said it's my way forward. So thanks for being able to mention it. I don't mean to sell books. I'm not trying to sell a book. You just asked me about it, and I wrote it, and it's my it's kind of just a referendum on how I see my own life going forward.
Yeah, well, I love it. Well, I cannot thank you enough for making the time to speak with us.
Jack, today. You're really good at this, by the way. Way to transition, bro. Way to go. That's not easy.
Just following your lead. So thank you so much again.
My pleasure to be with Nasdaq.
We look forward to watching it.
All right.